We're live.
Wonderful. We'll call the meeting to order. Any public comment? Okay, did anyone not get a chance to read the minutes? And is there any changes?
No changes from my read.
Okay, minutes are approved. Do we have a financial report and claims?
I asked for your financial report and never got it, so I'm gonna have to email that to you. I do have two claims. One has already been turned in for $143.96 for, there was a sale at Rocky Mountain for a bunch of trees and.
That's Dwight.
Yes, that's Dwight. And then Ace, I believe, was paint for $15.
And that was also a sale, $5 a gallon.
Yes, on sale.
Wow.
Good job, Dwight.
That's cheap. Amazing.
I didn't spend money wisely.
So if I want to take a look at those. Get 'em-
You think so? You good?
You guys are good with it?
Any questions on the claims?
Move for approval.
We have move for approval.
I'll move to approve the claims.
We have a move on the table. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Thank you. Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Claims are approved. Mary, the floor is yours, if you're ready, if you'd like.
Sure. Mary Bell, Robert Hutchin Associates. Quick construction update. So things are progressing. They've completed probably over 7,000 feet of edge drain at this time. They have about over 11,000 to do total for just your base bid portion of your project. But they are moving along much more quickly. They did bring in some additional help with that because it was going rather slowly.
What is the edge drain? That's a drain pipe or something?
Yeah, so it protects the pavement section from becoming basically saturated. So helps to evacuate any moisture that, rather than it getting trapped there like in a bathtub effect.
No frost eaves.
Yeah.
And we did not have that before.
Correct.
No, I think they said we did not have it.
Yeah.
You did not have those
Yeah.
before,
Mhm.
right? So.
Okay.
So you'll have them now. So they have, all the subgrade is pretty much ready to go. Once they've finished up a lot of their excavation on the edge drains, they're gonna start putting gravel down. They're gonna clean up the surface. Right now it's been, run over with equipment and stuff on the runway. And they're gonna focus on the runway and start putting gravel down. Boy, they better start next week. So. I'll have some more updates with you just to we're gonna dial in how far behind schedule they are and what their plans are to get back on schedule, because they did plan to have gravel down already. And they did meet, we did meet with the paving subcontractor, Montana Materials, today, and they're scheduled to start paving August 11th.
So the $4.6 million question is, are we still on track for August 15th? Probably not.
Correct. And that's where they did submit a new construction schedule that we need to review closely. So
Okay. And we
I don't have an update for you on that today. They just submitted it. So
Cool.
What comes after the paving? Like, how long does that take versus?
so the paving should take about they have what we call full production. They have 8 No, they have 7 days of full production, so up to 7 days or 7 lots. So it could be more than 7 days depending on how much material they put down in a day. They'll, so it could be, I'm trying to remember what their dates were. I just got that schedule. I think the 21st is when they'll be done. So once they're done paving, they have to put down temporary paint, which is just the runway numbers and center line. And then provided all the areas, called object-free area, everything, adjacent to the pavement is free of hazard for aircraft. And it could open and they can continue to work in other areas as needed, but
So 7 days scheduled for the runway, not including the apron?
that's for all of it.
Oh,
Yeah.
So
that's
we're
for the
looking
full
only a
project.
week, possibly 10
Right,
days.
a week and a half.
Weather permitting.
Right now. yeah.
Weather permitting, yeah.
and I should know this, but are they chip sealing?
No. They'll put prime coat down prior to paving, and then they'll pave their 3-inch asphalt on top of that. And then, then the surface is left. They will run a profilograph down the runway, which could result in grinding, and then there would be some sealant applied to any grinds that they have to do.
Cool.
But for now, hopefully things go.
Any
smooth.
questions for Mary? Thank you.
All right, you're welcome.
Great.
Oh, I mentioned the electricians have gotten a lot of work done. All of the light bases and cans, sign bases, and all the conduit, almost 9,000 feet of conduit has been installed within a few days. So
Good.
the electricians work very quickly. Your new electrical enclosure is sitting there as well. So it came on a crane today and got set. So
Yeah.
Great.
yeah, thank you.
All right, Albert, do we have any updates on hangar lease requests?
No.
No? Okay.
Is there a chance that we could get a list updated to us, like when somebody new gets added?
Yeah.
Could we have access to that list?
Yep,
Okay,
absolutely, I'll send it to you.
Sure.
thank you.
Okay, next agenda item, steps for new hangars on priority list. We had a couple questions from a couple people just on the process, and I emailed them, I guess, the steps, which I did go back and look, and it is all in the paperwork that you would have given them.
Okay.
We could probably look at that because we are getting the same questions. I wonder if we could make it more clear in our hangar construction checklist, but if you guys would take a look at the hangar construction checklist sometime, and I think we could update that or better organize it so we don't get the same questions over and over. And if you don't have that, I'm sure Albert can get it to you, but
Yeah, why don't you just shoot an email on
Mr. Chairman,
Mhm.
I think what Debbie and I were, maybe Debbie, you can speak to this.
Well, I'm confused. Okay, part of it's, and forgive me because I'm still new here. So the build process is going to be east to west, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So how does, if somebody, but then later I was reading, first come, first serve. So if somebody wants a space more to the west, they have to wait until the ones are built to them from the west, from the east.
Yeah, I think the first come, first serve is simply referencing available hangar spots. So when we get a signed lease from somebody, they're in the order that we receive a signed lease from someone, they have the first option to pick a spot. Now we limit the spot picking
Right.
east to west. I don't know. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I think, I had a question on this, and only because I was absent from the last meeting, so a little clarification. According to the minutes, the first come, first served basis is only pertinent for that old FBO spot, according to the minutes. but the other spots have to go east to west.
That was decided last meeting.
Yeah.
Oh.
And we were going to reserve the right to shuffle a little depending on the size of the hangar that the people were requesting also. Was that
Which
correct?
brings up another issue because on the list, there is an individual, and I probably should remove myself from this decision, but my husband's name's on the list for the old FBO spot. And so I don't know how that's going to go. If it's a first come, first serve, do the people above him get access to those spots before, even though he's on the list specifically for that site?
Well, the list in the first come, first serve spot is two different conversations. So the list is you'll have the opportunity to sign a lease and bring it to us
Okay.
in order of the list. But as far as getting a spot, that's when we get a signed lease. So,
Okay.
for example, if Dylan wanted to choose a spot, he could bring us a lease, and then we could discuss what spot he
Okay.
would like
And that's for
We didn't-
anybody on that list?
for anyone, period.
Okay. Okay.
So it goes in the order of lease received, not the order of this priority list, basically.
Well,
That's where I'm confused. I'm sorry, because like. the
no, that's a
first one
good
on the list-
question.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah, we were,
Because the priority list, and what's the priority list? So like if Jeremy's the first person on the list, then you go to him first and say, which spot do you want? But that's not really what it is. It's if he gets me a lease first, then he gets to spin.
Yeah, well, the conversation has changed now that we have more spots available. So
Yeah.
we literally had one spot
Yeah.
up until a month ago.
Yes. Oh, I see.
Yeah.
So
Okay, I
now
see what you're
now
saying.
it's a little bit different scenario, but
Okay.
really we could think about the way we run the request list.
Yeah.
Because we've already offered these people a hangar
Everybody's had a chance for the small
Or that
spot.
spot, yeah.
for the small spot, and some people didn't want it,
Oh.
which is fine. It makes sense if they wanted to build a bigger hangar, but now that there's bigger hangar spots available, and they can all go ahead and turn in a lease at this point, the list becomes a little bit less relevant, I guess.
So do I need to be, they need to be bringing that lease, as soon as they get that lease figured out and what size of hangar, the process is they have to come here to a meeting. Or if they give me the lease, which is not signed by anybody yet, I need to keep that in order of when I receive them.
Receive the lease,
The lease.
yes.
Yeah.
Because
And-
then that would determine what
First right.
order they are
Yeah.
able to build.
Okay.
Right.
And I
Well-
think that needs to be communicated to all the people on the list. So
Yeah.
I loved your email, and that's what I would request from you, Mr. Chairman, if that's okay, if I can do that, or maybe Debbie should request
Yeah.
that. I don't know. To get a letter, just like the one you sent, and I get it sent to everybody, so that they're clear on, hey, this is the next. I apologize. I think I told a couple people wrong, so that's why I'm referring them to you now.
Yeah.
I was confused on the process, so I'm apologies on that.
Yeah, and one clarification, I mean, they wouldn't necessarily have to come to a meeting.
Okay, just get me.
I simply recommended that they would, because if there's a back and forth discussion about hangar size, for example, like the one person that wanted the southeast corner spot, they said 40 by 60. We have a requirement of minimum 42 width. I simply said it would be a lot more efficient if you came to the meeting, because then we can just hash all this out. We can
Yeah.
come to agreement and we
You'd
can
have
get
your
a lease,
answer right
a
away.
lease
Yeah.
signed, which is the first step anyway.
Something that the lease up front takes care of is people have said in the past, I want a hangar spot. And we sit here and wait, and she tries to get a hold of them, can't get a hold of them. No, you bring the signed application,
Yeah.
lease.
So really,
And
going forward, we can
We
simplify
can take
this.
it from there. It just makes it so much cleaner.
Yeah, sorry, I didn't mean to overtalk.
No, that's fine.
We could clean this up a little bit, make it a little more simple now that there are more, there's plenty of spots available. We could now take the tack that you've been offered a spot, and now we're gonna take you off the list, so you're welcome to bring in a lease. I don't know, what do you guys think of that? And we could stop maintaining this list of people that may or may not want a hangar sometime in the
I think they
nebulous
have to,
future.
they have to fill out a lease, just like you said a while ago.
I think they need to be notified,
Yep.
so there's clarification that, hey, if you're still interested in having a spot, you need to bring a lease, and that needs to be approved by the board, and maybe there's a time, or just say,
There's a time to start.
in 3 months, the list will be dissolved, because there's been, but then some people on the list have been waiting to hear from us based on the construction.
We probably ought to wait until construction is done,
Mhm.
because then people can go out and look at it and walk it and
Mhm.
decide what they want, rather than trying to look at a map and it's hard to see where you'd want your hangar and whatever. So
Wait for what? Sorry.
Do you want
It to be open, like the airport, the runway.
To do what? To go out and pick their spot?
no, to notify them that, hey, you're being offered a spot, and then we're gonna remove you from the waiting list. So that basically, there won't be a waiting list anymore. Does that?
Adam,
Makes
do you
sense.
want to table this until the next meeting?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll move that we table that subject until the next meeting, the August meeting. We should be getting, I don't know what the date of the August meeting is. Here, Adam's looking it up.
August 20. So we might, let's table it till
We
next
should be-
month, and we
should
may
be
table
done.
it another month.
Runway, yeah,
Sure.
maybe,
So don't contact anybody.
maybe,
I'd let it be for
Yeah.
now.
Okay.
maybe the September meeting then, huh?
Yeah, probably.
So
All
I
the
was,
taxiway should be in place, and
we were gonna have this on the agenda, the commission agenda, next week, the 23rd.
The east-west
Yeah,
issue?
the east, so should we
Motions.
hold
Oh, yeah.
off on that?
I don't,
Or is,
I think
That's
that
gonna
that should
stay,
still
right?
be
Okay.
in place, because that was the point of the discussion, is we want to build east to west to prevent all these odd size hangars being developed.
yeah,
So it doesn't really matter if it was the first person on the list who builds in spot one, or if it was the sixth person, they're gonna build in spot one, that's your choice.
Yeah.
Now, there's some flexibility on size, maybe a little bit, but overall, that's your spot.
Okay.
If you don't like it, then you can wait, or you can find another spot.
okay.
That's my opinion.
I agree.
And then there was also a motion, oh, where is it?
FBO.
Yes, the FBO site to potential hangars that could be as large as 50 by 35.
So this is referring to the old FBO spot,
Right.
which is no longer going to be an FBO spot. So it could either be 2 hangars facing north-south, or 1 large hangar facing west.
I think that was the original motion, and then it got amended.
Got amended down here.
Yeah.
Bob moved we leave the spot open for hangar use on a first come, first served basis.
Right.
And it could be 1 hangar, or
Or
it could be 2.
Yes. I mean, you could put T
Okay.
hangars on the side and one out the front. You could have 3 airplanes in there.
Yep.
There's
So
a
the
third motion related to
Oh, yeah.
your size.
Bob moved to maintain the 42-foot wide by 40 deep size minimum on the new taxiway, north and south sides, maintaining discretion on a case-by-case basis.
Yes.
Which the lease
On the list.
has a minimum of 42, but if you wanted to go wider, I think that was a case-by-case thing. Or if we got to the end and there was a smaller, I mean, you really can't go much smaller than 42 feet, I don't think, can you? So,
And then there was a, Seth moved to continue to look for someone to put a hanger on the empty space in question, lot 13. But I don't think that needs to come to the commission.
no.
I was just worried about the building process.
I think that should just be an open spot.
Yeah.
Somebody comes in and has a hanger
That,
that fits in
Fits
that
that
spot. I think as a board, we need to
Mhm.
just assign them that spot because it's a unique size. And, you know, when that
Well,
opportunity comes.
It'll accommodate a 42,
Yeah,
so.
Okay,
It
thank
fits our
you.
minimum size.
Yeah, I mean, I think, yeah, if somebody says, hey, I want a 42 square building, we almost have to tell them, well, that's the spot that we
That's
have
your
for that
spot.
size.
Mm-hmm.
Because again, if we go east to west and we run into oddball sizes coming down the new taxiway, we're gonna end up with some oddball spot
Mm-hmm.
at the end, or between the new FBO spot or something.
you hate to be controlling, but like, there's limited spots, so.
Yeah, we don't have any desire to try to tell people what to do, where to go, but at the same time, we have to be protective of the available space and be intelligent about the way it's built out.
Thank you all, that helps a
Does
lot.
that clarify?
Yes, yes. I'm good. You good?
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay.
Cool.
Excuse me. So, in the couple emails that I wrote, and tell me if I'm missing something here, but this is the basic. They were wondering about the procedure, and I said, well, number one, obtain a blank lease from Abra, along with construction requirements. Bring the signed lease to the board with proposed size, location, colors for approval. Again, this is all outlined in this lease application and hangar construction requirements sheet. The other side of it is requirements for hangar construction on the county airport.
Excuse me, do you want location on there though?
Well, yes, because we need to know if they want to be in one of the 3 old spots or on the new taxiway.
Not necessarily on the east end, or they want to be on the west end, or they want to be in the middle.
Well, we'd like to have their input on where they would like to be, and then we'll
Preferred
accommodate
location.
if possible. Right, so if they want to be on the old FBO spot or the hangar number 13 spot that's small.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's why I encouraged them to come to the meeting, because we can talk all this out. If they say, hey, I want a 42-foot hangar and I want to be on the new taxiway, we have to have that discussion with them, and rather than going back and forth and waiting a month and blah, 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 we could just hammer it out and move forward. I'm sure that's what they want. So.
Yeah.
Okay, so that would be step 2. Step 3 would be the board adjusts / approves the lease and signs it. And what I mean by adjusts is, for example, this Mark Tippett that wanted a 40-foot wide by 60-foot deep hangar. Well, we'd have to have that discussion. Hey, it's got to be 42-foot wide minimum. Otherwise, somebody with a 210, that buys it 15 years down the road can't fit an airplane in there. And then the 4th thing I wrote was the lessee has 180 days to start construction after we sign the lease. And then after construction has started, they have 180 days to finish construction. Did I miss anything, or?
I think you got it. It sounds like what we put together.
Yeah. And again, that's all on here, but if someone would take a look at this, and maybe we could make it more clear.
And every single time I put somebody on that priority list, they got sent a lease and a checklist, so they were aware of what they could have
Yeah.
read all of it. I don't know if they still have it.
We run into this at work all the time. We get calls with questions that are all listed.
Sure.
All the answers are listed, but that's how it goes.
Yeah.
The only other question I had is on the north side versus south side of the new taxiway. I can't recall if we discussed if we want to fill one side or the other, or go opposite sides down the line. I think that
I
maybe
don't
that's
recall we
more.
had a preference.
That probably has more to do with hangar size, because the south side can accommodate larger hangars, so we might encourage them to build the smaller hangars on the north side.
I think we had that discussion, I think.
We did.
Where we wanted the smaller hangars on the north side. Yeah.
Yeah, because we could fit 4 50-foot wide hangars nicely and still fit the new FBO in, versus the other side, which could be much bigger and would be fine.
Right, exactly.
Any other discussion on the new hangar topic?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, yeah, very much.
Okay, so we tabled this from last month, gravel purchase for 8 Uniform 9. Is there any information? I am not familiar.
Dwight Thompson, the airport manager. So just a review of last month, I had come to the board with a request or a thought about some gravel for 8U9. And TJ was on vacation and had gotten me some numbers. And he did get back to me. And, like with any property, maintenance cost is, part of I don't think we've had much maintenance on that runway for a while, but the maintenance, gravel right now is $16.39 a yard, and a truck holds 15 yards, which is about $245 and $245.85 a load. TJ did some estimates, and he thought about 50 loads max, which comes out to about $12,292.50. Prior to the fly-in we had, I was able to get checked out on the Packer and pack the runway down real good and things. And I did have some real good comments back that the runway was in great shape. And the edges seem to do real well. That's where there's some material to hold those rocks in place. But the center, and especially the landing areas on both ends, is marbles. And it might be that we just put some gravel on those areas and pack it down and see what we get. TJ didn't think that the gravel prices would be going down for that mix.
He did think they were?
Did not think, yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, how many yards did you say per load?
280.
15.
15
truck holds
yard.
15 yards. Yeah, which is $245 a load.
And so when he calculated 50 loads, is that for just the areas that are marbly?
No, that's the
thing?
whole, basically the whole center line and out to the edge. So it would have, in a lot of areas it's kind of dipped towards the center, which isn't bad. I mean, rain, it goes right through that thing like a coffee filter. It doesn't, very seldom do we have water pulled up out there. It drains. Even though it's a bowl, it drains. But yeah, he figured it for the whole length. I'm not sure that we would need it, and I think his thought was put some on and see where we're at, but maximum 50 loads.
What was that 50-yard total again?
$12,292, which is half of what we were looking at that when we were looking for gravel for the Q pod or QT, or not QT pod, but the what were they
Dust
called?
pods.
Dust
I get 'em
pods.
mixed
I
up
get
all the
mixed
time.
up. Yeah, because it was about 25. So yeah, and so it is less gravel than what we were thinking about for then, but it might be sufficient. So
I wonder, maybe you can visit with either one of the engineers or one of the people working, the foreman or something out there at the airport, about the longevity of putting that cloth down and putting that dirt on top of it. That separates the rocks that been coming up. It separates them. And I know the cloth is not cheap,
yeah,
but
maybe
if
Mary
it's
have a
that
comment on
quarter-inch
I
thick
don't know.
stuff, it's darn good stuff.
You have any thoughts on that, Mary?
As far as utilizing the fabric? Or,
Yeah.
um,
Was that
Well, similar that we're using, at the airport now, that separation fabric keeps all the fines and clays and stuff from working up into the gravels, and it would keep, if you're getting like frost heaves of larger.
I think the biggest issue is what is essentially washed rock, round, like river type rock. I think the binder goes away
Yeah.
over time,
over time? Yeah.
blown away, washed away, whatever, or those rocks come up as it gets worked through use. So I guess the question is, would a cloth be relevant or helpful in that?
Well, and there's different types. So there's separation, and there's
We're kind of putting you on the
fabric, too,
spot.
that adds strength.
Are you familiar with it, Mary? With Canyon Ferry Airport?
Just the couple times I've landed on it, that's it.
Okay.
I haven't actually gotten out and looked at it, but
You have an idea what we're dealing with then?
I was thinking about that, yeah. It's kind of rough.
I just think, if that would work, that might be a possibility to where we're not in a catch-22 where you have to keep adding the gravel to it. Sand and gravel combination, the road mix.
That $12,300 for the gravel, that includes working it, leveling it, or not? spreading it
Not
out
just
and packing it.
material.
Yeah. I don't know, Debbie, he said they would haul it, that TJ, they've got the trucks to haul it and stuff,
Get
but I
a
don't know.
grader, get a grader out there.
Yeah,
Takes a
I don't know
grader,
if he,
then a packer,
yeah, and they have that, they have all the
I
equipment to
know
do
they
it,
do.
yeah,
but
but,
there's an hourly cost too.
yeah. Yeah, but I don't know.
If he's not golfing, he'll answer me.
Oh, he is golfing.
He is golfing.
Yeah.
Oh, it's Thursday night.
No, Wednesday,
No,
he had
Wednesday
some,
night.
yeah, he had something going, yeah, I
Thursday's
think he's,
golf week.
yeah,
I'll enjoy it.
yeah. He did tell me this morning he was
He
going.
golfs all the time.
So, but it's not it's certainly not a priority thing that we, you know, the county, they're busy right now up to their necks with some other stuff going on, so they wouldn't be able to do anything for us now.
To revisit the dust pod conversation, we were gonna have to haul in stuff anyways.
We were, yeah.
So if we're gonna proceed ahead with the dust pods, then I don't think getting the gravel right now is probably worth it. Don't we wanna do that at the
There were
same
some
time?
horror
So
stories
the-
surfaced last month about the dust pods.
Oh,
There were some horror stories from aeronautics.
Or from some other counties, I think Livingston and some.
so
yeah.
maybe
So,
that's not happening.
Yeah,
Okay.
So
More
what
than
we decided
likely, no.
last month was we would do further research on what
Yes.
material we want to use.
Okay.
so, and I think the answer to that too, Jess, is that if we have the gravel there, you know, we get some other compound down the road,
Got it.
uh,
Okay.
we would have that already there, so we wouldn't have to repurchase any gravel and anything, so. And I don't think that we've bought any gravel. I couldn't see any minutes ever on that we
I-
bought gravel.
I've been
Ever.
there since 2008, and there's never been any
Yeah.
bought.
So I don't know what the longevity would be, but, you know, probably.
The only thing I know is back about 2005 or 6, aeronautics came in there and they, I don't want to say they turned the runway, but they sifted out a lot of the larger rocks and then put it back down with some sort of a pine tar or something like that to kind of hold it in place. And it does dissipate water pretty well.
Yeah, it does, yeah. So I guess it's just more for your information, and I'm not asking to let me jump on it right now, because I don't think we could get the work done anyway, but the only thing would be if the gravel goes up, then that's.
In those rocky areas, what do you think the benefit of the gravel would be there? I mean,
To have a binder, just to
you have to
cover.
have a binder.
Yeah, just to
or-
just to cover it, just to cover that stuff up and put a binder and then pack it in.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
See,
I
that's
wonder
something
how
the
that
cloth would
be.
do. That would take care of your binder, because them rocks would not be in contact with the road mix we put on there.
Yeah, that I don't know. I could certainly talk with the engineers and see what they would, if they have any ideas for that.
Well,
So-
given that it's, there's no fire,
Yeah.
and we don't know what material we want to use in addition to the road mix, or if we want to use an additional material. I suspect we take it off the agenda until we know more.
Okay.
I'd hate to spend 15 grand and it's a few year fix.
Yeah. And, you know, and that's certainly an item that we can try to get an aeronautic grant for.
Yeah.
Again. And I think we would have got it last year, but we pulled the application.
And those are due by what, December?
In
November,
November.
right.
November.
Yeah. Yeah. So.
Just a thought, I mean, you know, we have this milled asphalt material, and I imagine there's probably still some stuff around, right? I'm wondering if you could combine that with gravel and put it in the touchdown zones. I mean, as a way to have some kind of a binder there. Is that anything you have ever seen or would recommend, or, I mean, from your experience?
not in my experience, but
Oh.
it's something I don't want to speak to some of the, some challenges come to mind, but,
Yeah.
just don't want to.
Since we have this milled material around, if that would be something that would create a touchdown area that would be more resilient.
Harder, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
That's the two roughest areas is.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you could look into that, Mary, that would really be helpful for us, I think, to know whether we can do anything, with the material we have on hand, actually.
Yeah, there's a pretty good pile out there, but those piles don't go very far when you start spreading them out, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do
just-
the- But you're talking about blending it with gravel?
Playing with gravel and putting it just in the touchdown zones.
I think some of it was gonna go towards our parking area at 8U8, right? Some of it,
Oh, yeah.
yeah. So, but certainly something to look at. So, yeah. So I guess I'll try to work on doing the application for the grant and see where we get with it there. And we might need to have a conversation about it as far as what the county would be wanting to help out with that. I think that was kind of the thing last year. So, they didn't know how much we were in the game with them. So,
Well, let's do this then, Albert. Let's leave it on the agenda, and we can either skip over it in perpetuity, or if we get new information
Yeah,
as
I
far
think
as
that's
some of
good.
the options.
yeah. Good.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Floor's still yours. You're up.
Oh. Okay, well, as I alluded to earlier, it's been not a whole lot for me to do out at 8U8, but 8U9 was busy getting ready for the Montana Aeronautics fly-in, which was a big success. I was not there, but the airport was in great shape prior to that weekend, and I heard a lot of
It
comments
was well
back.
attended.
Yeah, and the people I heard from said it was in great shape, and they liked it. Let's see. So I'd asked Mary about, Lance had said that when they get the new runway done, one way to beautify it a little bit was to put some grass along the runway, and it gets instant grass and such. And I know Bob worked for many years trying to get a little spot there at 8U9 at Canyon Ferry, some grass, and then it was the year that I came on board, we had all those weeds and stuff around, and when we got the county to spray, they actually sprayed all the grass in the parking area and killed it all.
It killed the grass, but the weeds are back.
Yeah, so, yeah, and the weeds are back with vengeance right now, and I did get some weed spray, I'll get to work on that, but I'd asked Mary about checking and see if when that grass company comes to do our airport, what they would charge us to maybe do a little bit of a spray out there just for a camp under the wing type thing, since it's a recreational airport, and it's a mulch type product, I guess. And Mary said we need to kind of rough up the area a little bit, and I do have a implement that would do that without tearing up the ground too big, and so. Did you have a chance to take a look at
I
that?
did not, but I'll make.
Okay, yeah,
This is
so
a good time of-
that was just a thought that we might be able to spray a little bit. That might be a good time that they maybe give us a little bit of a deal on that, just to spray just a small area at the camp under the wing. And then we had talked about doing some type of a open house when the runway gets done at 8U8. And we're getting closer, so I didn't know if this be a time to maybe look at a date or
You're talking 8U9, no, 8U8.
8U8, yeah, and look at a date and what we might want to do for that. I'm sure all of you looked at the Montana Aeronautics fly-in calendars, and it's packed. I mean, seems like there's multiple fly-ins every weekend if you want to go to something. And but just some ideas if we wanted to do a pancake breakfast, if the board wanted to offer their cooking skills and throw out some flapjacks or something, or offer fuel price discount to get people to fly in here and get rid of some of our fuel as an idea. Just some thoughts. If you want to do this before Labor Day, before school, or after Labor Day, or
I would think after Labor Day,
Yeah.
since we're not sure about
Yeah.
the completion date, give us some time to get something organized after completion.
I agree. Yeah, Labor Day is September 1st. I'd hate to do it before then, in case we're not ready.
Fall Fest is the first weekend of October.
Yeah, I guess until we have a
Mid-September,
completion
some
date, I
type of
think,
thing.
you know,
So,
tough to.
Wonder if you
plan.
could tie that into Fall Fest. I guess, they do a breakfast? Is that
Oh yeah,
Fairhaven do
there's
it?
all kinds of stuff going on, so
Yeah.
you don't
That's not a
have to
bad
tie
idea.
in a shuttle
You
service.
have a ton of people that come into town for Fall Fest. If you could, tie it in and
What date is that again?
the first weekend in October.
October 4th.
there is a lot of fly-in car show type things, and Fall Fest does have the big car show on Sunday. Wings and Wheels are in a lot of places.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Except
Do
the
it
car
like on
show's
a-
here and the flying will be out there.
Yeah.
The Sunday morning or something. I have also reached out, I know at one point we talked about getting like a group to do the cooking,
Mhm.
and our 4-H club was
that's
interested
right, yeah.
in cooking that morning. They just kind of wanted, I said it was a wild card of numbers. I had no
Yeah.
idea how to, but with Oktoberfest, Fall Fest, I think the turnout would probably be a little bit more if you advertised it as, like whoever, is it Rotary that does
Yeah,
the
mhm.
car show?
Yeah.
I kind of like that idea.
Yeah, I think that's sounds great.
I suppose anybody's got a newsletter, Montana Aeronautics newsletter.
Wow.
She's always ahead of
Best
us.
secretary.
She is.
I looked at the dates and the last one is September 20th.
Yeah, she's always on top of it.
The last one on here? Oh, sure, look at that.
I mean, you do run into maybe like a weather issue into October is the only thing.
Rain.
But
Plus,
there's
that's
been
during
some
Elk
fall
Hunt.
fests that are pretty hot.
Yeah, sunburn, yeah. But it could happen with any date.
Right,
Yeah.
September,
So you
yeah.
just pick a date and, well, that would give the 4-H people some time to.
Yeah, well,
plan
and it's kind of like,
then we can get
post-fair,
this-
people kind of want a break with 4-H. but-
And the deadline for each month's Montana Sky is before the beginning of it's like for August is already.
Oh, so we'd have to have
yeah,
it in by
pretty quick,
September.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, by the August, 1st of August to get to September, to get it in there.
Is it September 6th, Labor Day?
It's the week after.
September 1st is the Labor Day Monday.
Okay.
I certainly run it by the Rotary people too, just as a, courtesy.
Yeah, that
to,
would be, maybe
Yeah,
see
to,
if they would mind if
yeah,
it was.
tie it onto
Did you
their
want to look
thing.
at that?
Can you do that before the next meeting? Can you do that before the next meeting?
Mhm,
Right.
yeah. Yeah, I'm a Rotary member also, so I can bring it up at the next
Talking to
meeting.
the right guy. Do you want to maybe firm up a little bit?
Yeah, now that because it was kind of a wild card. I had mentioned it. They said, yeah, we'd be interested, and kind of left it at that. But
Okay, so that would be October 5th then, the Sunday morning fly-in.
it's a Sunday, right? Yeah.
So if you talk to Rotary, Jess talks to 4-H, we could put it on the books. Our next meeting is,
August.
August 20th. We could put it on the books at that time, if that works.
I like that, wings and wheels.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah, maybe we could even just get Rotary might be able to get a bus or something to run a little shuttle back and forth for people to come.
There you go.
An idea or something, so.
Yeah, August 20th, Marion Associates would probably have a pretty good idea when that taxiways and everything
That's a
would be
good
done.
point. Yeah,
Yeah.
we'd have a lot more firm
Yeah,
end date. Although it's not gonna run into October.
That was my only other thought.
Yeah, right.
probably a little late to get the Blue Angels to come in.
Big money.
I don't
big
think they
money.
could land that big, what is it, the C-130?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Probably get some flowers.
Chris's girlfriend flies those Blackhawks. We could coordinate.
Yeah,
something.
there you go. Yeah, that'd be kind
Yeah,
of good.
the guard might fly a C-130, do a flyby.
That would be pretty.
Yeah,
That'd be neat.
Yeah.
yeah.
Fly it down Main Street.
I'm sure they need a test run on those planes still from all that foam.
You could just do a
making
big
it
drop
that
right over the
big.
hills.
The foam
Yeah,
that
that'd be
blew
cool.
up in their hangar. Oh my gosh, I gotta show you a picture.
Okay, so, Albert, let's put that on the agenda for next month.
Okay.
Okay,
The grand opening fly-in, or whatever we're calling it.
Mhm.
Grand reopening.
yeah. And I apologize, I didn't get any fuel numbers. I kind of thought maybe we said not selling any fuel there. I didn't get out there to take a look.
I didn't look either. I can look it up online now. We've moved
Yeah.
into the current century, so that's
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, have you seen anybody buying fuel pickup? Yeah, I haven't, since things are kind of closed, there hasn't been.
I like the sale idea too for the flying.
Mhm.
Well, I was just thinking something maybe to, I don't know, winter we need to get fuel again, but it might be a way to
We always need
prompt people
fuel.
to come in for,
Mhm.
Yeah.
You know, it's kind of scary. I have had several telephone calls, which I get throughout the year about the airport over there and fuel availability in the courtesy car. There's a lot of people out there doesn't know that airport's closed. I'm telling them, take a look at your notice. You know,
I had
Yeah.
somebody tell me at that fly-in in Canyon Ferry, I stopped by, and somebody said, "Yeah, I'm gonna bus over to Townsend and get some fuel." I said, "No, you're not."
Did you go over the fly-in out there?
I did,
Oh,
yeah.
good.
I just stopped
Yeah.
by for an hour.
Yeah, oh, good, good.
My airplane's in purgatory, so I can't bring it.
Okay, well, anybody have any questions? Okay.
Thank you, Dwayne.
Thanks.
Yep.
so you landlocked and hangar?
It's in the North Country right now.
Oh,
Another thing, so the windsock that came from 8U8 that we took out to 8U9, I'm to get board approval if I'm going to spend over $250. And I didn't really want to try to dig a hole by shovel this time for the windsock. So a mini excavator is for half a day is about $250. And then $100 for a trailer if we need a trailer. And I do have a trailer, but he didn't know if it was big, heavy enough for his mini here. But I'd like to get approval to use the excavator to make a foundation for that windsock to put on the west end of 8U9. And then
I say absolutely. We'll talk about it. Do we have to have that on the agenda?
what
Make a
size
decision?
windsock are you gonna put in there?
it's the windsock that we had at
Oh,
8U8.
there,
It's the
okay.
big one, yeah. And I have it out. I got it moved out there.
I seen it,
yeah.
what I
But-
figured was
Yeah, I was gonna go ahead and do it, then I got the price on the excavator. Well, I better wait and get approval before I spend that money, so.
And then is there concrete involved as well?
Yeah, and, I was just gonna do just the bag concrete for, make a 4x4, a little foundation with a deeper hole, and I think that should hold it, and
I don't
use the
know.
same, use the same,
That wind blows pretty hard out there.
yeah. What was
You're
there
gonna
was
do-
just it's a
Solid
plug
tube.
about that deep and about that big around.
Were you gonna put a sonotube in, or
What?
were you gonna put a sonotube in? Or
I was just gonna,
just,
dig a hole within, put a
Just bore it
foundation,
in.
just a little screed, because it bolts down.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna put the bolts in the concrete,
yeah,
and, so.
leg them in.
So it'll just unbolt it if we had to.
That's a lot of sackcrete
Yeah.
Yeah.
to mix.
He gets a workout on his,
Okay,
he's got a really shiny shovel.
Sackcrete's not near as good as concrete, really,
No.
as a rule.
well, I can get a couple yards of concrete then too from,
I mean, maybe Nate would have a little
Yeah.
left in his truck if he was
Yeah.
doing something and could run out and do it.
How much was the excavator a day?
well, a half a day was $250.
Oh,
Yeah,
Yeah, it shouldn't take all that
20
long.
minutes to take longer to take it out there.
yeah, yeah, loading and chaining it down.
Yeah. So
Okay,
so that's what the holdup is on that. I was waiting to see what you thought about.
yeah, $250 for that, and then who knows, 100 or 200 or something for concrete, I would imagine.
Okay.
Right?
I don't know if he could do it on a coming and going,
Yeah.
probably on a going back. If you could get someone to just, it wouldn't be more than a yard.
I wouldn't think so. Yeah.
You'd pay more in the trucking and everything else than you would for the concrete. So, be my guess.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, look into it and see what's the most efficient way, but if we could get a motion,
I don't know, we can vote on that because it's on the agenda. He can just submit a,
yeah, I think we're okay.
They'd be independent of each other anyways, so.
Go for it.
Okay, that was it.
Thank you.
yeah,
Dwight, see if one of the county trailers would work better than what you have.
Oh, good idea. Thanks. Yeah.
Talk to Ken and
Yeah.
Bugsy.
Okay.
As far as hauling the excavator, and I have an equipment trailer too, you're more than welcome to.
Okay.
Okay, could we get a motion for an approval of Dwight's concrete base expenditure?
I'll move to approve Dwight's request.
Second?
Okay, motion and a second. Is there any discussion? All in favor say aye.
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 Opposed? Motion carries. Wonderful. Fuel pricing, there's not much to discuss there, obviously. I think the the wholesale price is $4.31 or something, last I looked. So not a bunch of movement there. It typically goes up this time of year. It really hasn't much.
Let's come up a little.
A little bit, 10 cents or something. Usually comes up about 60 cents or something, but.
A lot of times $1 in the past.
Last we looked, there's something like 6,600 gallons in there. So we're gonna have to sell some fuel so we can at least get a half load before our fuel gets old when we open. New business, I have one item. I did get insurance renewal paperwork, which I believe we just got a bill on, actually.
Yes.
There was some comment about how we may be a little light on insurance. So we currently have $1 million total insurance, and I can maybe email you guys, and the ship has sailed for this year, but why don't I email you guys the insurance we have, and we can discuss if we want to increase it. But we did sign a contract for a total 3-year premium of $19,716. That's an annual premium of $6,572 for $1 million coverage.
Is that per occurrence or an aggregate?
Well, there's a whole list here. I think that's aggregate. That's why I say I'll send it to you.
That's from Centennial Insurance?
Over here in town, yes.
Yes.
Repair?
Yes. Yeah.
Just
Anyway, I'll send that to you, but I just wanted to bring that up, that it was due to be renewed.
Does that cover anything with fly-ins? I know we had that discussion. At
Yeah, I was gonna bring that up as well. We have premises operations, $1 million per occurrence. Products and completed operations, whatever that is, $1 million aggregate. Malpractice liability, $1 million aggregate. Personal and advertising injury liability, $1 million aggregate. Fire damage limit on any one fire, $500,000. Medical expense, any one person, $5,000. Hangar keepers, $1 million any one occurrence. $1 million any one occurrence, $1 million any one aircraft. Deductible is nil each and every loss.
I'll be interested to see the stuff you send, but I think the commissioners have to be involved in that also. I mean, we can question them and say we want to raise the limits on that insurance, but I think that's a thing that, at least in the past, it's always been the commissioners that approved that.
If you increase it, I'll look into it.
But you and I talked because
Yeah.
I renewed it because there was no changes.
Yeah, I know, but when we, in the past, when we've done that, they've verified that that's the limits they wanted honored.
Okay.
So,
Because I don't really have a frame of reference. I'm not very
Yeah, I have a little
up on
insight on,
insurance.
what Gallatin County's doing. They're requiring all the hangar owners to carry $2 million. It's a weird number that insurance companies don't like to come up with in terms of that, so it's expensive. I mean, it's not 19,000, I mean, for individual hangar owners, but,
well, that's for 3 years.
yeah, it's
19.
Each hangar owner has to carry $2 million. And that's actually to be able to cover the county, and they have to be actually listed on the policy when you actually get the policy.
The county,
Yeah,
Gallatin County?
yeah, yep. And that's a requirement they
Yeah,
put in place.
as an additional
a couple
insured
years
on the
ago.
bottom. I do it for my liquor store in the state of Montana as an additional insured. And that makes sense because they own the dirt,
Sure.
you know.
Oh, this is-
I don't know, I could ask my father. I know we have a set of T hangers down there, so.
And what does our lease say we require?
A lot less.
Yeah.
It's like 500,000 or something. 300,000.
I don't even think it's that much,
It's
but
it's
maybe.
not that.
We just renewed ours.
Well, since we're doing good on time, give me 1 second and I will find it.
I have a copy in here too. Nice.
I thought I did.
So your bylaws.
Here we go.
You got it?
Oh, nope, sorry, that's bylaws.
Mr. Chairman, while you're doing that, I'll just make a little comment on the comment about the fly-in. The Canyon Ferry fly-in, Aeronautics was, they had their own insurance for that fly-in, so we didn't have to have a coverage for that.
I
So if
did.
it's not, so
Yeah,
it could be sponsored? How does that work exactly? I'm
Yeah,
totally
well,
out of it. Would
but
they
it's-
sponsor this fly-in?
yeah, that's their
Okay.
baby, yeah. Yeah,
Okay, so they
do-
could possibly carry that
Yeah.
insurance?
Oh, really?
Mhm,
Oh.
Yeah, for that, so their insurance covers their fly-in for that.
Okay.
Yeah. And then, yeah, I don't know about this insurance policy, if it also covers Canyon Ferry, or if it's just 8U8. that-
I believe it covers Canyon Ferry also,
Does, is it both? Okay.
the liability policy there.
Would
Okay, I
have
got it
an
here.
insured location on it, for sure.
In the
Yeah.
lease, it says, in addition to any insurance that the lessee shall maintain for damage to its own property, lessee shall maintain comprehensive general liability insurance coverage of at least $300,000 single limit per year.
Yeah.
Lessor, meaning the county, shall be named as an additional insured for liability arising out of activities performed on behalf of the lessee Lessee shall furnish the lessor with a certificate from its insurance carrier showing that such insurance is in full force and effect annually.
Mhm.
Lessee will ensure that the insurance company notifies lessor in writing of cancellation of insurance within 10 days of said cancellation, which we've never,
I'm like, I don't think I've ever provided the county with proof.
I remember when that was put in.
There are some-
we've never pursued that, have we?
Mm-mm, no.
You file them?
I filed a couple. For some reason, they come sometimes in my mailbox. So a couple of them, I don't know whose they are, but I file them in their airport file. I don't get all of yours.
Yeah, I don't think
get
we've
some,
ever,
not others.
I mean, we've renewed it every year, but I don't think we, because I'm not compliant. I'll make a note
I am,
of
but I
that.
never.
Let me get that
I
to
never
you
sent any paperwork.
next week.
So,
And it might be covered in your, under your airplane insurance, it might be, they also have your hangar.
rider.
So,
Yeah,
I think.
but you're
that's
supposed
how-
to provide proof to the county every.
Yeah, I've never
right.
done that, but I think mine is,
Yeah.
I think my
Yeah, you just,
hangar and
it's a
airplane's all in one.
certificate of coverage.
Yeah.
It's just,
There's a copy of.
Yeah.
so
Okay.
And they're-
Bozeman Gallatin
they're
is
named
2
on the
million,
certificate.
if he remembers correctly.
so we should be, so I think we need to pursue that.
Yeah, how do you guys want to handle this? So, this is what,
I think we just need to remind people because it's actually in the lease agreement, so.
Well, do the insurance companies send that, or do you have to? I don't know where I'm getting.
I would think the whole,
insurance-
the
insurance
hangar
company
owner would
provides it.
submit it.
Okay, that's what I thought, 'cause
Yeah.
I think it's coming from the insurance company.
It does.
Oh.
Yeah. But you have to tell them to put the county
Yes.
Yeah.
on the
Yes.
insurance.
As an
Yes, I
additionally
think that's correct.
Yeah,
insured.
that should be stipulated in that hangar
And it-
lease thing too, that
Yes.
the county needs to be notified.
well, we're making a bunch of work for you, but I guess we better figure out who we have certificates on and send out letters.
Mm-hmm.
I know you might not have one on 12, so.
Phew, I'm not the only
Yeah, I was gonna
one.
say, I think there's.
Everybody.
Yeah.
We're gonna come down hard.
Yeah.
Starting recording.
Yeah, right. Lead by example, or don't, I guess.
Figure it out before we get all these new hangers.
That's true.
Yeah.
Debbie.
Yeah.
You know?
Happy accident.
Okay.
So I had a question, Dwight, you were talking about possibly a fly-in in October. So would you guys be sponsoring that, or you said somebody else?
Montana Aeronautics.
Yeah, it would be us.
Oh, okay.
The aeronautics one was the one that came.
Right.
first. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
this
they,
would be
they
us.
cover that one, but I don't think they would cover this one over here.
Oh, okay.
So then they won't carry the insurance? How do,
Not for a flying.
Not for
us,
ours.
Just their
Oh.
flying.
Just their
So
fly.
oh, I
need to talk-
misunderstood you.
But I
I'm
think
s-
under this policy, it does cover flying. I asked Julie about that.
And I will ask her again.
Yeah.
I wrote that down. She's so
I
great.
think it's covered under that policy.
Bob, do you recall what we did back when we had the 4th of July fly-in? Was there any extra insurance that was carried?
Nope.
Okay.
But
Didn't
just,
the
just,
Eagles
just like
do-
these two, they've talked to Julie, and I talked to Julie back when I was chairman, and we were having that every 4th of July. And she said, yeah, your insurance is active there.
Yeah, she said they wanted to be notified before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
before-
I think that's correct.
Yeah.
For-
A few years back now.
Okay. Any other comments on insurance? We're set to get that squared away now.
I think the one thing I would add is we might want to go for $1 million in terms of coverage. It doesn't increase the rate significantly because that's a normal liability rate that they write. And yeah, I mean, it's a quarter of what I pay for the additional $1 million. So it's really relatively inexpensive liability insurance compared to having to add another $1 million on there.
Near the lease.
Yeah, he's talking about the lessee's insurance on there.
Oh, okay, in the lease.
Does
So
it
we'd have
state
to
in there how
amend-
much?
300,000.
300?
Comprehensive general liability insurance coverage of at least 300,000 single limit per year. Airport shall be named as an additional insured for liability arising out of activities performed by or on behalf of the lessee. Which the insurance company will.
Is that in the new lease?
Mhm.
Okay. I don't remember signing a new one when we did our hangar.
We gotta crack down on you, man.
You rebel.
Stuff like that.
Hard to find too. No, we've already got it.
Well, that hasn't changed for years and years. Well, I don't know anything about insurance, so I can't speak intelligently on the topic, but if you're saying that you think that might be low, I don't know who to talk to about what.
With the way
is
costs
appropriate.
are, it's probably relevant to increase it. I mean,
Yeah,
liability costs, $300,000 doesn't get you very far. If something were to go wrong.
Mhm.
It's about what it costs to take a kid in for a stuffy nose.
Yeah, no kidding.
It's one trip to the lawyer's office.
Maybe I'll talk to Julie. I don't know who else to talk to that could speak to that.
I wonder if Lance would know what other airports.
Lance is like the Swiss
That
Army
would be
knife for this
interesting.
stuff.
I know.
Ask Lance.
Yeah, always.
We need that on the agenda or not next time, probably
Yeah, definitely.
next time, or no?
Yeah.
I think increasing from 300 to 1 million is gonna poke the bear a little bit on some people, but I understand the reasoning behind it. Like, it's probably appropriate, but
Seems like a big jump.
yeah,
Yeah.
just,
It's really what the premium costs.
Right.
It's really what it comes down
Right.
to. I don't, what is,
I have no idea.
for those of you that are carrying 300,000, what is your,
I don't remember, which tells me it's not very much.
I wanna say ours is about $1,000, maybe
it's
50.
1,000 for 300,000?
But I don't know what our limit is, but that's what
Yeah,
we're
because
paying.
it's 1,000 for 1 million for me.
Yeah, that's what it is for me too, probably.
Yeah,
So maybe
yeah,
maybe our limit is up. I need
So-
to check.
yeah. The additional
I hate
million's
talking
an
about
additional
insurance.
$3,000
Oh, well.
to get to 2 million.
Wow.
Because they
Oh,
figure
wow.
you're
Yeah.
gold digging at that point.
Yeah, it's
Costs a lot to
punitive on the
drive
part
into
of-
that zip
On
code.
the part of the county. Insurance companies don't write it for that amount.
So you have an additional million rider on your million then,
Yeah,
is what it is.
that's
yeah.
what it is, exactly.
Okay, bear with me. I'm writing down some notes for myself. Okay, I'm going to talk to Julie and Lance about what they think is appropriate and what they see other airports do, both on our coverage side and on the lessee's coverage side. In fact, I could talk to my insurance company too and see what the difference would be if we were to bump that up. I don't want to be, that's more than tripling the coverage, and if all of a sudden everybody's insurance rate goes way up, but you're saying it might not be bad.
The minute, if it's 1,000 already, that's what I'm getting 1 million for.
Okay.
Adam, when you talk to Julie, can you also find out about the fly-in? Do we need extra insurance?
Yes.
Sure.
I know some county thing, we're obviously work with Julie too at the county. Most of the things lately I've called her about, there are 2 different events. She said, oh, you're already covered with that.
I
So-
asked her specifically about that, she said we're covered.
Okay.
For event coverage or,
Yeah.
They
She has a
just
whole
need- they
list
just
of
need to know
things.
when it's gonna happen.
Yeah. So far hasn't.
Chubb Ace Property and Casualty, is that the right company?
Centennial Insurance.
Centennial.
But it might be specific. She probably.
Yeah, she brokers.
Brokers out, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
She's,
But we use.
But she's your contact.
yeah.
gotcha.
And she's just right there at Centennial.
Right. Okay. All right, any other new business?
Mr. Chairman, I have on my list, I was supposed to remind you to relook at tie-down fee and put on the September agenda, then it was moved to the August agenda. Contact attorney, board will present info, and contact co-attorney for tie-down fees. You guys were looking at tie-down fees, and we were gonna rediscuss it in August.
Okay.
So
So this is relevant to the stuff I've been digging into, and I've found a whole bunch of airport contracts and things in terms of the way they're being written with regard to, people in tie-down situations that are not paying those tie-down fees and what it takes to evict them. And so there's a lot of language out there. I think I've found at least 5 examples of legal documents that are being used by airports to create a way to have someone have to leave, the tie-down area if they're not covering, and then also the associated penalties that if they don't move the aircraft, that are associated with failure to comply with the airport board's direction. So I'll pull that in. We had it on the agenda for August?
Yes.
Fine, I can go ahead and put it on the agenda, and I'll just summarize it all and bring some examples.
Okay.
Yeah. And that was because we were gonna wait until we had the airport completed and then look at that issue again.
Okay. And my personal thoughts on the subject is it's not much of a problem for us.
No, but at least we'll be informed as to what other
Yeah.
airports are doing.
Yeah, let's be
You know,
informed on it. I guess if we have 4 or 5
Squatters.
dilapidated airplanes tied down long-term, then we'll worry about it, but.
Well, and it really, the discussion primarily came up because of snow removal.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, that's right.
Yep. Yep.
And there was
Well,
one aircraft
and-
that we couldn't get moved right before they closed. Wasn't there?
Yeah.
Any other new business? Meeting is adjourned. Thank you.
Thank you.
Mhm.